Hey guys, Cam here for PhoneDog.com, and I am British, as you can tell by the accent, and that not only means that I speak better than everybody else, but it also means that I love to complain. It's probably one of my favourite things in the world. So every Monday from now on I am going to be complaining about something, and this week I will be talking about this guy. This is the original iPhone, and while many will talk about how amazing it has been for the smartphone industry, and it has revolutionised a lot of the ways we think about mobile phones. When we think about smartphones, we see a specific form factor, we see a big screen, a rectangular shape, a relatively large device compared to what used to exist before it in terms of feature phones and other styles of phones. Now, I've spent my last 4 years covering Apple, but one thing I can't fail to see from looking at the way the smartphone market has changed ever since this phone was announced, everything looks the same now. Everything does. If I look back to when I started working in phone retail about 9 years ago now, the phone shop was awesome. The iPhone has standardized the rectangular design. Before the iPhone, there was all sorts of crazy shapes and sizes. You had really cool flip phones like the Motorola Razr V3. You had slide-up phones like the Samsung D500. You had like little jackknife and spinny roundy phones. You had even really odd fashion accessory style phones like the Siemens Libri range, which were the weirdest things in the world, and they had buttons in different places and in sort of formats that you didn't recognise at first, and things like the Nokia N93 that looked like a mini handycam that you sort of pulled the screen out and pivoted it and held it like a camcorder. There was all sorts of really cool hardware designs going on back then, and now what do we have? We have this. That's it. In the olden days, phone stores was like going into a giant candy shop with shelves full of different colours and sizes and shapes, and it was awesome. For a grown-up, you can't really have the same feeling going into a candy store anymore, so for a grown-up in those days, going up into a phone store was kind of like the nearest thing, especially if you're into technology. Sure, most people would walk into those phone stores and come out with the Hershey's chocolate milk bar, but now all you get is Hershey's milk chocolate in different sizes, essentially. But it's not like design and creativity has disappeared altogether. It's just moved to a less obvious place on the phone, at the back. Look at the current iPhone 5S. It's a flat back and it has aluminum and glass. You look at the Galaxy S5, it's sort of this weird band-aid effect. On the HTC One M8, you've got a solid chunk of metal that's been brushed to look and feel really nice in hand. The LG G2 has got the buttons all on the back, and so they kind of have to be a bit creative as to the back of the phone, but everything else kind of looks the same. It's just a rectangle with a screen on. And the hardware creativity may have gone, but there is other creativity in other areas, which I guess we can kind of thank the iPhone for, well, once they launched the App Store. And because phones these days have really high resolutions, great quality LCD and AMOLED panels, we have some really cool creative stuff going on in the software world. And I guess that's kind of where the creativity's gone to now. We've got great games, great apps, they look fantastic, they work well, and the platforms in general are just coming on in leaps and bounds, and while we may not see different shapes and sizes and form factors of phones ever again, at least we're getting some fantastic software to load on them. But I do really miss the days where you would walk into a store and you would see all these different ways of moving phones and buttons and all these different shapes, and that's something I really miss about the mobile phone market, because it's what kind of got me excited about it in the first place, was that there was so much variety that you could gain something different from everything. It was awesome, and I had quite a few of the weird ones too, and they were great. What do you think? Do you like the fact that every phone kind of looks the same now? Do you think that the benefits of the iPhone having been released in 2007 are far greater than me and my little moan about the fact that I wish there was lots of different sizes, colours and shapes and form factors and stuff? Let me know in the comments, or you can get me on Twitter. I am at @TIP_Cam. I'll see you again soon.